May the good Lord please help me on this journey, for I am about to be tortured greatly. Help me through this, oh Father. Allow me to survive this recording, as well as survive to continue uploading for another day, as people depend on me to bring them entertainment as well as stupidity. Let's do this. Hopefully I can survive another day. Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Ah, I forgot how to do her voice. It's been a couple days since I recorded this, given the recent events. Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we're still in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in school. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me is genuinely feels a little. What'd you come here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in a debate club, right? Ah ha 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 ha. About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It's because it feels like it feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. Ah! No! No! Not now! No! No! It's happening! Ah! Ah, I don't like it. Uh, a literature club. Uh, Literature? That sounds kind of dull. Dull? Are you kidding me? I'm scared for my life right now. Oh man, I'm not in the mood for this. How many members do you have so far? Um. Ah, ah, ha, 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 ha. It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Manga? Oh wait, that's not Suki. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hmm. It isn't implying that for this restart, I have to go for Natsuki. No, she's a bitch. Hey, Corrupt. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? Ah, I mean, I guess so, but... Wait, how did she know we were looking for a club? In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Um, well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Like this? No. Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Corrupt, you know that? It It's not... Oh, wait. It's nothing really. I'm wearing the red glasses, so it's a little hard to see the text. Everything looks like the same color. Shall we go then? I'll look for the material another time. You're more important. I've never had a girl tell me that in my life. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I can resist it. Watch. I found it creepy how the camera was focusing like that. Given how the game glitches a lot, I noticed the camera was focusing. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the door of the classroom. She's doing the slide thing again. I'm back. And I brought a guest with me. No! I was legit about to comment saying, well, at least you didn't call me new member or something. No! I hate this. There's so many glitches. Oh. 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 A guest? Well, Natsuki didn't glitch. Is that another sign? She's the only one not glitching, it seems like. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Korrupt. ... Here we go again. Say it with me now, people. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls! And by that I mean two, because the middle one is stupid! So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? No! I will become Yuri's once again. What? No, I'm not! Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think that she's a first-year student. Anyways, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. Okay, Sayori's gone, so Yuri's vice pres. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with everyone, other members in the club. I feel like I'm repeating a lot of the jokes that I did back when I did the first episode with co-host. Ugh, this mask is screwing with me. Yeah, it's nice to meet you both. So, I ran into Korrupted in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica? Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Korrupt? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I feel like I can't breathe right now. I think it's got something to do with this mask. This mask is thicker than most other ones. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. Is there a way to skip all this that I've already read? I see a skip option, but it doesn't look like it's highlighted. You could put it like that. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Still a bitch. Natsuki resiliently agrees. Or, I don't know. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Clearly. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep the whole tea set in the classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
That's not.
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that,
I believe you. Well, tea and reading may not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Speaking of tea, at work, I recently just found out what quote unquote, and I'm sorry if this somehow sounds offensive, mother's milk tea. I originally thought it was like a type of milk tea because I know in Japan there's a thing called milk tea. But after me and my coworkers read the labels, we found out it's to help pregnant mothers or recent mothers that have given birth to help them lactate. And it begged the question: what happens if a man drinks that type of tea? These are experiments that I wish to figure out. However, not do on myself. This has been Korrupt. Back to the game. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief.
So, Korrupt, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Okay, I'm switching these glasses. Where are the usual ones that I wear? Y'all can't see me change my glasses. I know y'all like seeing me with the red glasses, but I hate dealing with this mask. Manga. I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Oh, I can see so much color now! Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build up deep, complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way that her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once. I desperately grabbed something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes you to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well, it's just... Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were trying to work on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine. Natsuki, Natsuki, write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? Now. Natsuki averts your gaze. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer, I see.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Wait, oh, that's Monica. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable. ... I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Multiple ... That curious look of Yuri again, I love it. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem about our world, of our own. No! I just noticed something in the background! Ah! No! Oh, no way! That is not real. That is not... Oh, no. I don't know how well this is gonna pan out on YouTube and when I edit. But... no! You guys can't see it, but there's a legit... I don't know if you can see it, but there's a legit picture in the background of Sayori. Well, Sayori's final moments in the background. I don't like it. This game is messing with me. I don't like it at all. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea.
Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Korrupt?
Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said that I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. Plus, you guys have a very important piece of evidence hanging in the back room. Is it still there? It's still there. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. Don't tell me that's Ambrosius. Nope, it's my Twitter. Ambrosius, I thought you were gonna do it. I remember he messaged me on Discord at one point, asked if I was doing a Doki Doki video, if I was recording it. I guess now he's gonna try and make it a habit of trying to message me and bug me about it. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But...
I'm sorry, I thought...
Huh. The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Korrupt. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. Well, your 4th member is literally in the poster in the back! And I've been trying really, really hard to find a new member. And if we don't find one before the festival... ... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Korrupt? Yeah. It could be fun, right?
You really did scare me for a moment.
I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Still a bitch. Korrupt, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next club meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Korrupt, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. Epic transition. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls, specifically the one in the middle. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Okay. No! No, 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 no! I don't trust anything. I don't trust a thing. Okay. We still have some time. Odds are I can do a poem and maybe we can read some of theirs, okay? I don't know how long I'm going to make this episode because I also have to edit it. It's like, what, 10:30 at night. Okay, so for Yuri, unrequited.
Determination.
Existence. Judgment. Covert. Whatever this word is. Vibrant? There we go. Afterimage? Okay. Universe. Did Natsuki jump a little bit, or is that just her like turning around? Yeah, I think that's just her moving around. Essence. There we go. All Yuri words. Whatever this word is. Doki Doki I know is Natsuki. Depression is Yuri. I kind of would have thought that would have been Sayori, but Sayori's not here anymore. Starscape. Embrace. Melody. Dang it! Wrath. Intellectual. Agonizing? Okay. Unrestrained. Wait, did I just see kawaii? Dang it. And extreme. I saw milk in there. I don't want to deal with milk right now. The picture is gone. Okay. Things are better now. Hi, Korrupt. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. The music is off key. Something doesn't feel right. The music's off. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was in the. It was the last. It was. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already here. I don't get it. Something feels wrong. Elsa's already hanging out. uh, um. Oh my God, the room is moving. Oh, I'm gonna feel sick. Is it still moving? Hang on, I have a key point that normally tells me. It's moving. Oh man. Okay.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Korrupt.
It's moving. I swear I heard the music like distort itself for a second. Okay.
I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
I hate. Everything is moving. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged in here by Monica. I don't know if you plan on just coming here to hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't hear the end of it. Monica, you're in front of the thing. I can't read. The room is still moving. Yuri is gigantic. Sayori's gotten a growth spurt. Monica's in front of the text box and I can't read it. I'm trying to resurrect through my memory. Oh my God, everything is out of order. I don't like it. Is the music speeding up? Okay, something. Have a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga. Blank, blank, blank in the club room? Where? Natsuki finds herself stuck between, say, Manica and manga. Manga is literature. I need the room to change back, please. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back to her seat.
I'm sorry, Korrupt. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay?
Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance.
Anyway, now that you're in the club and all.
Ugh. I feel motion sickness.
Perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read.
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in the club now. So it only feels right for me to do something that you ask.
Wait.
The music's speeding up.
I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, not like that, Yuri. I want to try and be a part of this club. So if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you want me to.
Are you sure?
Is the room still moving? I can't tell. I feel like it's still moving.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, I should help you get started on something you might like.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked up a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Fix the room! She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I thought it said probably. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Oh man, that triggered of everything going back to normal. Oh, I feel like the room is still slowly moving again now. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book, and I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, it seems to be in on the first few pages. Oh, crap! I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. Dot dot dot. But that only makes her hide her face deeper into her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine.
I can't tell if she's smiling. Her mouth is so faintly drawn, it kind of blends into her skin a little.
If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book that you gave me, right?
Hmm.
Her eye is moving. What is this? I just noticed her eye. Is it moving further and further away? It's moving further and further away. I am scared.
I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious.
Oh wait, just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book?
Ah, there was a 2-for-1 special. Well, when I stopped at the store yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Here we go again.
Well,
She looks at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Yep, same book. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood.
This doesn't sound right.
But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yeah, that's not the description I remember. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark tone came out of nowhere. How was that a nice story when she started off with a human experiment prison?
Oh. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Korrupt?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She shows shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life in a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil.
Wait, what the heck? But because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly, wait. No, you're not playing that game with me. What did that say?
Then suddenly...
What? What the heck was that?
I'm really rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest in anything. I'm gonna read this in my normal voice because this is starting to get really creepy and I can't focus. Well, I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts. What did that say? Fill my thoughts. It's not even there anymore.
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people.
I'm gonna have to look at that during editing. Oh my god.
So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
You're talking weird! That's... I really don't think you'll need to worry. It just means that you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
Oh, that's... well, that's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it now. Reading it now. Jesus, you're not helping me right now.
Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying? ... Just let me get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here. I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that. I don't want you to. It's that it's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry.
What? I was just... and then it blanks out. Editing is gonna be a bitch.
Sorry.
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book between the two of us.
Oh, I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Heartwarming scene again. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book in between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right hand on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you
ready?
Eh?
To turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
Oh, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been patient with me.
Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it on my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the pages, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a little silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Something doesn't look right.
Eh? No, I don't relate to this character at all.
That's it. That's not the face that she did the last time. I remember because she would just glance at me whenever I made that comment.
Definitely not.
Really? I was just thinking that the way she second guesses things, she says and all that. Yeah, she's glancing at me weird because her mouth wouldn't be open.
That's what you're talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her.
Something else?
Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came up into my head. Oh, ha, 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 ha.
Yuri, are you feeling alright?
Eh?
Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
My breathing?
Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the room. What on earth was this about? That's new.
Corrupt? Did something happen just now?
Eh? I have no idea. Yuri's just acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
I feel like when she closes her eyelids look really weird. Sorry, I can't say that I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her.
No, nothing.
Ha 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 ha. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other?
Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? I would have been Yuri, but Yuri's not here, so I'm gonna give it to Monica. Only because I don't like Natsuki. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I wanted to know her. No, I wanted to know I'm putting in the effort.
Hi, Corrupt. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do to do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Of course.
Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Ah ha 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 ha. Don't worry, Corrupt. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Mm-hmm. Great job, Corrupt. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. Oh, butterflies. Oh, intelligence. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's the easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
Ah ha 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 ha. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imaginary and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must really starved for social interaction. I don't blame her for coming on a little strongly, like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly the door opens.
Yuri.
Welcome back, beautiful.
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other.
Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late.
No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed.
Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my own poem now.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. This one it's printed more clearly. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. What, are all these others in the room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on a flat sheet of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crickle, closing in on me. The air I breathe depletes before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen.
So, what did you think?
It doesn't sound like the poem from before. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
Ah ha 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 ha. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
That was the impression behind this one?
Ah, well, I'm not sure if I know how to put this. I guess you could say that I've had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on the specific points. So, if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just focus yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just end up with a big dark puddle of ink. So you'll move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
We're nearly at an hour of recording. You know what? Let's keep on going. We're going to make this the longest video I've ever done. Yuri, please. No glitches or nothing. Beautiful. ... As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
What was that? ...
Question mark? Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
That's... I guess you're right. What I'm getting so nervous for. Ha.
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Well, I've written a lot of poetry for you in a past life. Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. ...
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they form fit together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering's completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Meanwhile, my stammering while reading all this for like a second time is really getting on me.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased how?
Uh, um, well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki.
Do you mind if I read
your poem now?
Please do.
That smile, that damn smile.
I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if this is a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Okay, let's see if I can read this. Ghost under the light. The something of my hair illuminates beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last emulating streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green haze of the something. I bathe, calm breathing in a pleasant, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Is that it?
Dot dot dot. I'm sorry, I have such terrible
Handwriting. It's not that you have terrible handwriting. I've said this in the past. It's because it's hard for me to read cursive. What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it looks like you took a long time to read it.
Ah. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Hew. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Korrupt.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But I remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their own work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolic compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more Solman putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's really nothing. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so.
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Korrupt.
Ah, me too. That just leaves one. I don't like you. ... question mark? Corrupt. If you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. Yeah, you've said this before. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? Yes. I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of your first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? ... Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'll tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. If it's like you, then yes. Easiest handwriting there is. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can sneak, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah. I told you you weren't going to like it. It's too simple. I like it. No, I don't. What? Just be honest. I am. I hate it. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Because I do. Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. I like sophisticated writing. I just can't read cursive. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do